Hello, and welcome to PCM's Webinar Thursday. We are thrilled to have you with us today for our Microsoft webinar, Microsoft News and Updates webcast series. Joining us today is Mike Nichols and Blair Loveland. We're going to get into our presentation in just a few, but first, some housekeeping items. If you have any questions, please enter them in the webinar control panel. Just click the orange arrow to reveal the chat, and I'll relay those to our presenters at the end of the presentation. Please fill out our survey and let us know how we did, as well as topics you'd like to see covered on future webinars. You should see that survey in your inbox later on today. For all things webinars, please be sure to check out pcm.com/webinars/archive for our weekly webinar schedule and previously recorded webinars for on-demand viewing. Including webinars, PCM also offers comprehensive expertise and proven experience in emerging, advanced, and legacy technologies. We leverage certified personnel, valuable partnerships, mature processes, and skills to achieve our clients' IT objectives and position them for future success. Contact us via our website at pcm.com or by calling 1-800-700-1000. And with that, we're going to get into our presentation today. I'm happy to hand it off to Mike Nichols and Blair Loveland.
Well, thanks everybody. Appreciate you joining us today, and I am excited to talk a little bit about the Surface family for business. There's been a few announcements as of late that I want to make sure everybody knows about and knows what's out there today in terms of the Surface family. So we'll jump right in, and this is the entire Surface family right here. So a lot more than when I started, where I only had one device. But now, as you can see, there really is a device for nearly almost every use case out there. We have the Studio, which is the all-in-one, Surface Book 2, Surface Laptop 2, the Surface Pro 6, the Surface Go, and Surface Hub. So complete family of devices. And just real quick, I'm going to go over just some of the use cases for each of these devices for different roles, since there are quite a few options out there. And there are some overlaps here and there, that some of these devices will fit both, but others may be better for one or the other. So Surface Go, obviously great for any roaming customer service, people that you might have on the floor interacting with customers, sort of like your first-line workers, any field people that are servicing things out in the field or collecting data in the field, and then of course mobile sales representatives. The device is super light, easy to take with you. We'll go in a little bit more depth in terms of what the Surface Go has to offer in a bit. Surface Pro does overlap a little bit with Surface Go just because it is portable as well, but it offers a little bit more power, right? So, for you users that need to work with robust apps and things like that, it offers a wider range of specs in terms of processor, memory, and storage and things like that. Surface Laptop, again, sort of overlaps a little bit with Surface Pro and Surface Book. Surface Laptop is more of that traditional clamshell laptop experience, but it still has the touch capabilities as all Surface product does, and it's a premium crafted product. It's really nice, so we'll go over that as well. Surface Book and Surface Studio, really sort of tailored to the power users, right, or executives, engineers, designers that really need graphic intense applications. Both of those devices work really well for that. But let's start off talking just a little bit about Surface Go for business. So this is a 10-inch device, Surface device, 1.15 pounds. Literally, I've put it in my backpack, and if you don't check, you won't know that it's there. It is so light, sleek. It has rounded edges. Just feels really nice when you're holding it. Obviously, has the kickstand like all Surface product does. All the two-in-one product does for the most part. This does include the Intel Pentium Gold processor, so it will power all of the full desktop software. Now, obviously, you'd want to sort of check the software requirements, hardware requirements, just to make sure that it would work. But for all intents and purposes, if you're using this device as a secondary or companion device, or if it's mostly being used by field people or workers, maybe on the sales floor using a specific app, it's going to do the job. There is LTE available, and the LTE models just launched, which we're seeing a lot of excitement and a lot of anticipation for. And I think a lot of that is due, just to the fact where LTE, this is a small device. It's easy to take with you. You're minimizing security risks, right? So you don't have to jump on that open Wi-Fi network if you're in an airport or a coffee shop or something like that. Or, one time I was at, I think, House of Blues, and I noticed there was an open Wi-Fi thing that was trying to fool people into connecting to it. I was like, wow, I wonder how many people jumped on that. So LTE definitely is great for security and peace of mind as well. You're going to be able to connect when you need to. It's lightning fast, right? This uses the latest eSIM technology that's built in. You can use an old-fashioned eSIM card if you wanted to as well, but it has both options. But again, we're seeing a lot of interest in this product. And for the most part, these field servicer roles, right? Like, so people that are possibly like, inspectors, mobile bankers that are out there, insurance claim adjusters, mobile care workers, we're seeing a lot of interest there. Even on the warehouse floor, right? If you need to walk around, take photos, mark up documents with the Surface Pen, this device is sealed. There are no fans or anything like that. So, you don't have to worry about dust or particles, getting in there. There's also a variety of third-party cases and things like that are rugged that you can use with this, even vehicle mounts, all sorts of great things for Surface Go right now. So excited about this product. It is available right now, both the LTE version and the Wi-Fi version from PCM. All right, so next we're going to talk about Surface Pro 6 for business. And, one of the big things that changed in the Pro 6 model was the 8th gen Intel Core processor. So this is a quad-core processor. The previous one was dual. So definitely getting better performance, better battery life. Again, super slim, light, 1.7 pounds. This device does ship with Windows 10 Pro in the commercial channel. If you have seen Surface Pro devices, say maybe on the Microsoft Store website or Amazon, things like that, just be careful. Those devices are consumer devices. They ship with Windows 10 Home, so in S mode. So they don't have all the full capabilities in terms of, being able to add M365, Microsoft 365, or joining to a domain and things like that versus what the commercial SKUs offer. Great battery life, right? Great screen, love this thing. The Pro 6 also comes in black now, which I'm sort of excited about because that was what they initially came in back at the Surface Pro 1 days. So they're back in black, but it is available in platinum as well. So that's the Pro 6. Again, just a couple of things that I really like about the Surface Pro. It's super versatile, right? So you can transform it from a laptop to a tablet. You can put it in different modes if you need to drop it down to that really, low angle and do some drawing or touch. It does not have USB-C built in, but there is a USB-C adapter. So if you did want to use this with accessories or docking stations or things like that have USB-C, you can do it. You just have to buy the little USB-C adapter that's available. And also with the latest Windows 10 updates, it's really easy to sync these devices with your iPhone or Android. I do it. It's really nice. I can look at text messages coming in on my PC while I'm working and respond to them right there. So again, just device is awesome. I've used it for quite a while. And again, best of Microsoft, right? So, this is built with M365, Office 365 in mind. The software and the hardware teams work together to build these products now. They're not separated. Surface Pro 6, super easy to deploy and manage with Windows Autopilot. There's also Surface Enterprise Management Mode where you can really get to a granular level on locking the device down for security reasons, and also, managing the device with Microsoft Intune. It has Windows Hello biometrics, so, you can log in just, with using your face, or there are keyboards that include fingerprint readers. Security, obviously, BitLocker and TPM chips come standard. and this also includes Advanced Exchange with the standard warranty, and I'll go into that a little bit later on what that means. Obviously, accessories, great thing to complete, the experience with Surface. I have Surface docking station, Surface pen. There are a variety of Surface mice to choose from. And again, there's that USB-C adapter that I mentioned just a little bit ago, if you have USB-C accessories and would like to leverage those. So Surface Laptop 2 for business. I have a Surface laptop. I love it. It has the Alcantara fabric on there that just gives you, like, I don't know, it's just a real warm feeling when you're typing on the device. I type on it all day long, and I just really, really enjoy it. The speakers are great. The speakers are actually underneath the keyboard, which is a little bit different. I wasn't expecting that at first when I first started using the device, but it's really so they can make the device as seamless as possible. Great battery life on this device, up to 14.5 hours of video playback. And again, this works with Windows Autopilot. It has a Surface Enterprise Management Mode and can be managed with Microsoft Intune. Comes in a few different colors, in the i7 variant. So you can get cobalt blue, burgundy, platinum, and black. Again, right, just super innovative design, super elegant. I just love using this device. Anytime I take it, on site with customers, are like, what is that? Like, it's a Surface laptop, and it's awesome, and they agree. So one more thing I wanted to cover. So again, remember when I mentioned, consumer versus, business models, right, in the commercial channel. Microsoft wanted to make sure that their business customers got a little bit more value than what the traditional retail consumers would get. So there are a few differences between all this, the Surface Laptop 2, the Surface Pro 6, the Surface Go, and the Surface Studio for business. So here's just a few of those differences. Again, it's the OS is one of the main differences where, Windows 10 Pro is included with the business models. They're ready for Microsoft 365. You get Advanced Exchange with the standard warranty. The Intel processor is a bit different for the i5 version, where you're going to get a little bit better processor with the 8350U versus the 8250U in consumer. So just a little bit snappier performance, better graphics, things of that nature. So Advanced Exchange. So just want to explain a little bit what this is, because Microsoft is including this now on the Surface Pro 6 and Surface Laptop 2 and Surface Go for business models. And basically what this means is if you have a device that gets dropped or something like that, and you've bought the the extra protection, or maybe there was just an issue with the device that was a manufacturer warranty defect, right? With the business models, when you make a claim, Microsoft will send a new device to you before you have to send back that defective unit. So you get the replacement device usually within 3 to 5 business days, although I've been seeing customers get them in about 2 days, so I think they're beating their SLA quite a bit there. But if you don't have Advanced Exchange, then you do have to return your defective unit to Microsoft before they will ship you back another device, and that takes about 5 to 8 business days after you have sent in your device. So for business customers, you can get a new device in your hands a lot faster, and get up and running, right, if there are any issues with your device. And if you do buy an extended warranty, you can even get next business day replacement on that as well. So great advantage and a great value for business customers. Surface Studio 2 for business. So this is Microsoft's all-in-one. If you haven't seen one of these things, I would definitely recommend just trying to walk into your local Microsoft store and take a look. They are beautiful. The screen is awesome. The hinge is really, I mean, you can just transform it into a totally different type of use case, right, where you can draw an angle. This device is best used with those graphic intensive applications like Adobe Creative Cloud, AutoCAD, SolidWorks, again, right, for developers, engineers, users like that. Also, a lot of executives like this as just an all-in-one to have on their desk. We have definitely seen that as a use case for Surface Studio. Again, right, like, these applications really work well with Surface Studio. It's almost like they were built for them, or maybe Surface Studio was built for them. one or the other way, I'm not sure, but they definitely bring out the best in these types of software. So really, that's the new stuff for Surface. And after that, I think I'm going to kick it over to you, Blair, and you can finish up here.
Awesome, thank you. So, perfect. So my name is Blair Loveland. I am your Microsoft Sales Readiness Specialist, and I want to go over some additional updates today. And we're going to talk about some general news and updates today, starting with how Office 365 reels in phish. We're going to share some results from some enhancements Microsoft made to their anti-phishing capabilities for Office 365 that are designed to address impersonation, spoofing, phishing content, internal phishing emails, sent from compromised accounts. So over the last year, Microsoft's threat analysis, they have discovered threat actors pivoting from your basic malware into sophisticated, often targeted phishing campaigns, and the scale of these attacks and even how quickly these users click through on malicious links is shown on this slide. In fact, it's pretty scary. 20% of users click on a malicious link in the first 5 minutes. And I think that we can all agree that every business has that one person who will click on anything that comes across their desk. And that's really where Office 365 and the threat analysis and prevention really comes into play. The solutions to mitigate these modern phishing campaigns, Microsoft engineers analyzed the phishing emails in Office 365, and they uncovered a general pattern of phishing campaigns that followed the path shown here. So additionally, since Office 365 is one of the world's largest email providers, Microsoft does gain the visibility and experience across most, if not all, types of cyber threats. Every day, Microsoft analyzes 6.5 trillion, that's trillion with a T, signals, and each month they analyze another 400 billion emails, and of those 400 billion, they detonate a full billion items in an isolated sandbox to help protect your environments before they even get to you. So that telemetry helps Microsoft understand the full spectrum of phishing attacks and the sophisticated and really varied methods that are being used by attackers today that are summarized on this slide. With the understanding of the phishing landscape, Microsoft engineers are not only able to design new capabilities, but also they enhance their existing capabilities to address the phishing emails that are currently being sent to customers. So leveraging Signal from Mailflow, the expertise of over 3,500, Microsoft has over 3,500 in-house security professionals and spends over $1 billion annually on cybersecurity. So Microsoft strategically addressed the growing wave of phishing campaigns. Their engineers determined there are really 4 main categories of phishing emails, and they designed capabilities addressing each type of these categories to help prevent them. So this illustration summarizes the enhancements made to the anti-phishing capabilities of Office 365. So while enhancements and improvements, they're awesome, and they certainly are, but ultimately it's the catch rate, is the parameter that counts. And it's important to remember that no solution can ever stop, all threats. So sometimes misses do occur, and the most effective solution is going to be the one that misses the least, right? So to that end, Microsoft's excited to share that, their phish rate from May 1st, 2018 to September 16th, 2018, and as you can see in this slide today, when compared to the same set of vendors that Microsoft compared themselves to and their baseline of November to January, they did exhibit the lowest miss rate of phishing emails with Office 365. So that's the culmination of the incredible focus, drive, as well as the expertise of Microsoft researchers and engineers. They all work together to push the boundaries of threat research, machine learning, development of algorithms that provide customers with the most impressive and effective protection against phishing emails available for Office 365 today. So here's a summary of the remarkable impact that these powerful new anti-phishing capabilities across Exchange Online protection and advanced threat protection have had helping secure Office 365 users, and it really further showcases the tremendous depth and scale into the threat landscape. So for those unfamiliar with Office 365 Advanced Threat Protection, a feature called Safe Links. It provides time-of-click protection from malicious links and emails where clicking on it triggers several different protection technologies. Some of these include URL reputation checks, machine learning capabilities, and link detonation as needed. So recently, Safe Links even expanded its capabilities into intra-organization emails, making Office 365 Advanced Threat Protection the only service to offer this type of protection, while ensuring the internal emails. I mean, everybody focuses on emails coming from outside sources, but really, who thought about internal emails coming from your coworker? You would assume that those are safe, right? But even if they're not, Office 365 safe links, ensure that your internal emails remain within the compliance boundary of Office 365. So, we hope, I believe that you'll agree that the anti-phishing capabilities really have evolved at a remarkable pace with amazing, results, and especially when you use Office 365 with its built-in features of Exchange Online Protection and Advanced Threat Protection to really keep your environment safe. That's what it's all about. So next we're going to talk about some updates to modernizing your data estate to the cloud, SQL Server on Azure virtual machines. So it's been shown that organizations that modernize with data, cloud, and AI do outperform the competition. They nearly, and even themselves, their previous baselines as well, they nearly double their operating margin, and the average customer, again, across all enterprises, all scales of sizes of business, are seeing an average of additional $100 million in operating income just from the efficiencies that come with moving to the cloud. So, most folks, with their data estate, they have SQL Server, and they move those to Azure Data Services. But there's also some folks who, need on-premise, but also want to take advantage of the cloud, so they do have those hybrid solutions as well. So that's really where you can take advantage of both sides of Microsoft technology, SQL Server as well as the Azure Data Services. So SQL Server has been the industry leader 4 years in a row for operational databases, 70% faster. The Azure data warehouses have 2 times the global reach and 99.9% SLAs. So that combined with AI built in, being the most secure database, offering the lowest total cost of ownership, really gives you, the peace of mind of having that flexibility, the security, and also the ability to work with your data anytime, anywhere. Now there's multiple pathways to modernization. You can just have your Azure SQL database where it's fully managed, your relational cloud database service, and that's for your apps needing elastic scale or just reducing your overhead. You could run SQL Server in a VM installed and hosted in the cloud, and that's really for your apps requiring a full operating system and database control. And also, you have your SQL Server on-premise. Physical database still has best-in-class performance and flexibility, and those are really for you folks who need to have your applications remain on-premise for your operational model or for compliance purposes. Now, each one of these models offers you, great benefits and features, to get to the modern cloud, or even, take advantage of modern technology and modern data. So, running SQL Server on Azure virtual machines, over 5 years, organizations that have moved to Azure virtual machines have reported benefits valued up to 4 times their investment. It's industry-leading database. It's an enterprise-ready service. There's a seamless cloud migration. PCM services could also help you migrate your workloads to the cloud as well. You still maintain that flexible choice and control, and you have that hybrid business continuity, which is so important in today with today's modern threats. And with SQL Server 19 being out, that still offers you the industry-leading performance and security with having that extra intelligence over all your data. You have machine learning. You can take advantage of your choice of platform and language, industry-leading performance, again, #1 OLTP performance, intelligent query processing. SQL Server has been the most secure database over the last 8 years, especially compared to, say, other competing competitions such as MySQL, Oracle, and others. And you can still receive insights and minutes and rich reports, so you can kind of, not just sit there saying, okay, I've got all this data, what does it mean? Now you can get great dashboards and insights to make those business decisions, quicker and faster with that easy-to-read user interface, as opposed to relying on someone to tell you what these 17 million lines of data mean. And I can do this all at the cost, with in-memory workloads and most consistent data platform. You can still do this at 1/10 of the cost of Oracle, so you can achieve cost savings there as well. And not just Oracle, but AWS. So here's 5 reasons why SQL Server machines do run better on Azure than AWS. First of all, there's a lower total cost of ownership with the Azure hybrid benefit. You can actually save up to 43%. Versus AWS when you combine the Azure hybrid benefit, which we're going to get into next to another slide here, for SQL Server with the Azure hybrid benefit for Windows Server only with Azure. Azure offers more certifications than any other cloud provider and is the only cloud with pre-configured developer edition images. You have simplified administration, And it's an easy to set cloud backup as well. You can actually set it up an enterprise scale backup in 2 quick steps. Now, with SQL Server 2008 coming end of life here very shortly, it's going to be here before we even know it, July 9th of 2019, there are a couple of recommended approaches. You can move to Azure SQL Database Managed Instances. You can rehost, refactor, re-architect your applications to a fully managed database solution and receive continuous security updates. Or you can simply move as is to a virtual machine. Just rehost your applications in Azure virtual machines, and you'll still get 3 additional years of extended security updates. So let's talk a little bit more about the Azure hybrid benefit for SQL Server, and also a little bit for Windows Server here as well. You can still achieve those significant savings as we've talked about. Again, 43%, against AWS. So with Azure hybrid benefit for Windows Server, you can convert or reuse your Windows licensing with active software assurance in Azure for your infrastructure as a service needs. That'll significantly reduce your cost. You'll see great deep savings on that. With the Azure hybrid benefit for SQL Server, again, you can convert your SQL Server licensing. Again, if you have active software assurance, you can save in Azure for your infrastructure or platform as a service needs. And you can use your current licenses on-premise under the hybrid benefit simultaneously for an additional, for 180 days. So that's a great way for you to have the best of both worlds, make sure you get everything up and running the way you want it, and take advantage of those extra benefits. Here's a further example on how you can save up to 43% against AWS by maximizing your licensing with the Azure hybrid benefit. So now you've got your data in the cloud. We know you've got mission critical performance, so we want to let you know about some different drive features that are available in Azure, so you can make sure you can access your data even quicker and more reliably than ever before. So you do have your standard hard disk drive. It's your minimal cost feature, low latent frequency of access, mostly for your backup solutions. But for your, once you start getting into your workload solutions, there's your standard SSD. It's still cost effective, and that's for your consistent performance needs, low I/O, business critical applications, and is appropriate for web servers as well. Then you step into your premium SSDs and ultra SSDs that really ramp up your speed and your performance. With a premium SSD, you get sub-millisecond latency. It's really for your I/O sensitive applications such as SQL Server, Oracle, Cassandra, MongoDBs. Then you step up to your ultra SSDs where you get sub-millisecond latency. You still have that flexible configuration, and that's for your tier 1 latency sensitive business critical applications such as SAP HANA and your on-premise flashaways. So a little bit more here on the premium SSDs. This thing flies. It really does. Its max throughput is 750 megs per second. Can have up to a 32 terabyte disk size. Industry-leading 0% annual failure rate. You get enterprise-grade durability with 3 replicas. Best-in-class virtual machines with high IOPS and BW. It also offers developer support as well. Now for you have also your ultra SSDs for your really critical workloads. Sub-millisecond latency. You can get screaming high throughput up to 2,000 megabytes per second per disk, up to 80,000 IOPS per disk. And again, we talked about that flexible configuration, capacity from 4 gigs up to 64 terabytes, 80 to 100 IOPS up to 80,000 terabytes, max size up to 64 terabytes, and you don't even have any need for storage pools. So this is really for those true mission critical, high availability, high performance workloads that you have. And then lastly here, Microsoft now offers in Azure premium file shares, which is new. With that, you can take advantage of general purpose SQL workloads, still the single digit millisecond latency, up to 5 gigabytes per second per share, flexible capacity up to 100 terabytes, and it's simple and predictable. It's a per gigabyte provision price, really no additional cost. It's burstable per gigabyte provision cost as well. So that's really great for when you do need to have those file shares that are large and you need them right now. So another great way to take advantage of Azure's cost savings is Azure reserved virtual instances. So what are Azure reserved instances? It's a way of purchasing Azure-based compute with a great price and flexibility in return for some upfront payment, and then making some choices at the time of purchase. What are these choices? Well, you need to pick your term, 1 or 3 years, the type of virtual machine you want, and where you want your Azure data center, for example, US East. And also, you have the great flexibility for your internal billing model. You can assign that to either a company or a departmental level as well. And this does offer you some great flexibility as well, because you can really reassign a reserved instance at any time to a different department or to the whole company. You can exchange one reserved instance for another, and any unused durations of the original reserved instance is prorated, and the credits applied to a new 1 or 3 year term reserved instance as well, so you're not losing anything. You can cancel a reserved instance at any time, and refunds for cancellation are prorated, and there's a small cancellation fee that'll be deducted as well. So what are the characteristics of a reservation? It's a 1 or 3 year term, upfront payment. The scope could be a single subscription or shared across all subscriptions. It's applied automatically to existing resources. You have post-purchase flexibility, across a service or a family. It's available through a CSP or an EA, and you can exchange or cancel as possible for first-party reservations as well. So within the Azure reserved instance, you have Azure SQL database reserved capacity, and that's some options for using SQL in Azure. You can spin up an Azure virtual, which is really for your infra-service. Azure, you can still use the Azure hybrid benefit with software assurance or a server subscription for that SQL database reserved capacity, as well as your Cosmos DB reserved capacity as well. We'll get a little bit into the Cosmos DB here in just a minute. Now, Azure database reserved capacity, what is that? So it's just a different way of paying for Azure SQL database infrastructure costs with great price and flexibility, like we saw before time of purchase. So what are these choices? 1 or 3 years, you can assign it to the company or the department. Deployment type, a little bit different one. You can have a single or a last instance. Select the Cosmos DB reserve capacity. This one's really cool. Now, Azure Cosmos DB, it's for global distribution. You've got your elastic scale out, guaranteed low latency. You've got 5 different consistency models, and you've got awesome SLAs. So this really is for that data you need to have elastic global reach as well for it. So just like before, what's a Cosmos DB reserve capacity? It's a way of paying for those Cosmos DB request units with a great price and flexibility. And again, making some upfront payment and choices at the time of purchase. The term again is 1 or 3 years. You can still assign it to the company or department level. You pick how many request units you'd like to have. So if you have any questions on any of the Azure hybrid benefit, Azure database models, mission critical performance, Microsoft Surface technologies, and new announcements and releases that Mike talked about earlier, we strongly encourage you to set up an envisioning session at www.pcm.com/envision, and that's a great conversation. Usually it's about a 90-minute, maybe 2-hour conversation that we're going to have with you. We'll go over your licensing, ways to upgrade your licensing, take full advantage of the benefits you have as a result of your Microsoft licensing, and let you know what new technologies and enhancements are out there to make your business more effective and profitable and secure in today's environment. So I'll hand it back to you, Natalie, to wrap us up.
Awesome. Thank you, Blair. So we do have some time remaining for questions. Again, if you have not yet shared any questions, please go ahead and enter them in the question box now. So it looks like we have our first question. Question 1 is, can I upgrade to Windows 10 Pro if I purchase a consumer model?
Yeah, I think this is related to Surface. So yeah, you can do that. It does cost $100 to upgrade to the Pro version, and it has to be done through the Microsoft App Store on the device. So yeah, you can upgrade, but if you're buying a lot of them, I wouldn't recommend it because it's going to take quite a while to get them all upgraded. But you can do it. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. And following up with that question, this question is there a demo program available?
Yeah, so there is a demo program available for Surface. It just depends on, what they're looking for. We have an internal demo pool that we can, send out a temporary eval, things like that, just to test the OS, the form factor, and things of that nature. There is a more permanent try and buy program available through Microsoft as well that we can leverage. So if you have more questions on that, just reach out to the account executive, or reach out to our team as well.
Great, thanks, Mike. The third question is, if our organization is not on Windows 10, can we use Surface products?
Quick answer is no. So all of the Surface devices are going to run the latest OS version of Windows 10. So if you're not on Windows 10 yet, I would highly suggest taking a look at that anyways, because Windows 7 is coming end of life very soon. It'll be here before we know it. And we do have envisioning sessions available for customers to learn a little bit more about Windows 10 and how to get there, and the steps involved, and things like that, and even full-blown POCs and pilots that are available from us as well. So again, if you're not on Windows 10, definitely work with your account executive. We can get you more information and get you on the right path, especially if you want to go after Surface, because that's all it works with.
Great. Thanks again, Mike. So it looks like this is the end of our Q&A portion. Mike and Blair, do you have any closing remarks you would like to add?
No, just we appreciate everybody's time, and like I said, really take advantage of the envisioning sessions that PCM has to offer. They're really informative, and we learn about your business. We want to learn about your business so that we can make your lives easier with Microsoft technologies.
Great. I'm all good.
Perfect. Perfect. So with that, many thanks to our speaker, Mike Nichols and Blair Loveland, and thank you all for joining us today. Please be sure to check out pcm.com/webinars for on-demand recordings and for upcoming webinar schedule. Thanks again for joining us, and we hope to see you again for future webinars. Have a great day, everybody.